Hello. So here we are for one more live. Let's wait a few seconds. Wait people come in. We would like to ask you if when you arrive, just say hello and say where are you talking from. And if you have any question, please just post in the comment and I'll answer the question. So the purpose of this live is answer questions and explain the difference between search engine optimization, generative engine optimization, and answer engine optimization. So we have three different techniques, and along of this course of this live, I'll be answering these questions. I got presented in a slide form. I will explain how these platforms works, how they understand which what to recommend, which brand it should recommend. That like the difference between the platforms, how they choose, like between ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Overview, Gemini, and Claude, and also how we suggest to do how we should do or perform a research on audit and analysis. So please come with me when if you have questions, so please feel free to answer. So let me add the slide here. 1 second. Yeah. So this is a masterclass that I go share with you the fundamentals of advanced execution for the AI search era. So what make a brand understandable to large language modeling platform? And that's like also like as I mentioned. So this course will cover how AI search works and why AEO matters, how different AI platforms choose what to cite, prompt research, personas, and competitor gap analysis, why personas creation is very important, content mentions, and the technical best practice for generative engine optimization, and how to track artificial intelligence traffic and measure progress. So these are the four basics, like from the basics to advanced, like that's the learning journey. So we go through the foundations, like the AI search shifty, the AEO SEO versus GEO, the research and the execution, and the measurement. So why AEO matters? Why GEO matters now? And these numbers, I got it from a few sources like Google Marketing Live, Adobe, and Ahrefs. And 2.5 billion people monthly, active users, use Google AI Overview. So basically, all the Google users they rely on Google overviews, on AI overviews, and 80% rely on zero click. So so the zero click is they get the information, they don't click anything. So consumers rely on zero click results is at least 40% of the searches, and 38% consumers who have already used generative AI for online shopping. So before they take the decision, they go to AI, and 58% lower CTR for position one pages when AI overviews appear. So there are some answers on AI search that the AI overview doesn't show up. So it's just the search, the traditional search. It happens also that sometimes Google places the paid ads before the AI overview, the AI search, and that like helps with. I think it helps Google because like they make money with the paid ads, and if people don't click in the links and in the ads, so they don't the revenue went down. So it's like shooting their own feet. So with the AI overview, with some results, they place it above the AI search. So it matters because the traffic, the AI searches, the AI platforms, is eating the traffic that was before was from Google. And then so also AI is now part of research and buying decisions. So 86% of the shoppers use AI during retail journeys, and 53% use AI for product research and 40% for recommendations. So they ask for recommendations. So if a user or a potential client inquire about where is the best plumber in London or in Chelsea or in Bromley, they ask it a recommendation, and the AI will tell you what AI thinks is the best recommendation for you. And among AI shoppers, 72% say AI is the primary source of product search. You say they don't go anywhere else. They go straight to AI and they find out what they want and to buy. And these numbers, it tells a lot, because we are going through how can I say, a moment that we call that e-commerce agents will take action. Now, like AI searches like ChatGPT, Perplexity, they are showing the recommendations, but it's already come in the moment when they will do everything. So if you tell them, I want to buy shoes size 10 in UK with this price, and they will do all the process, we'll give you the options, you choose, and the commerce agent will do everything for you. And 80% of are more likely to use AI for large or more complex purchase. So the AI is become the main channel for decision. So the process like discover, the user began with a prompt, not always a keyword. So it was more prompt. The search, the AI evaluates and summarizes the options and frames the short list. It compares the source and claims and checked inside the AI answers. And then it chooses the recommended brand against disproportionate attention. So that's the process, how the buying decisions is helping. Like that's the funnel, the changes in the funnel. And AEO improves your chances of being seated. When you optimize your e-commerce for AEO, you optimize your chances to be seated, and GEO improves your chances of being understood and recommended by this AI. So, but what is the difference between these three techniques? And that's what we're going to talk now. So we always heard about SEO, or they say, oh, SEO is dead. SEO is gone. No, SEO is not gone. SEO is still very important in these days. But they have different goals. SEO, AEO, and GEO, they have different goals, and the three are important, and the three are different techniques. SEO is the traditional one that optimizes crawlability, relevance, and links, user experience, search intent. And the primary outcome is the traffic from the blue links and the first page in Google and other, like, or Bing, for example. And the objective is ranking pages in classic search. The AEO, the answer engine optimization, it's like when you optimize your content for answer with clarity. So that then requires like a passage structure, a schema, source equality, and the primary outcome is citations in answers. The goal is to make a content easier for AI platform, AI systems to extract it and summarize and cite your content. But there is a negative side on this, because when you optimize your content for AEO, there's a bigger probability that the platform, the LLM platform, will extract your content and won't give you any reference that is extracted from you. Most part of the time, it shows the source when it's extracted. Then we'll have a link to your website and the page where it was extracted, the content was extracted, and that's good. But most part of the time, it doesn't show because it's extracted. It stored the information, and when someone inquiry, it will tell we use your content for information. But it's fair that it shows the source, but when it doesn't show, that's the part of that's not very fair. And generative optimization, the goal is to shape the broader digital footprint that AI uses to understand and recommend a brand. And the objective is the recommendation share. And for this process, you need to optimize your entity, like you need to be consistent with address, with your brand name. You need to check if there is no similar brand, or if there is no conflict with other brands with similar names, because if your brand is similar to another brand in the country or in the or with the same language, that might cause a conflict that will tell them the LLM platform the confusion will make confused, and it will affect your recommendation. It will affect the platform recommend you. So and also mentions. So it will track the mentions that for your brand, reviews, and will generate like a reputation. So we will evaluate a reputation. Even if a employee gives a bad review on Glassdoor, that will affect your reputation and will cause some kind of conflict on AI. So it might not recommend you if it find like negative reviews from some kind of some employee from a company. And another thing is the consistency. You need to be consistent on your posting on LinkedIn, posting on social media, YouTube videos, and content blog in your website, because like assets, your own assets is really important. And don't think that a good website is not important, like it related to SEO. It is, because AI platforms, they use crawlers as well. So if your website is receptive to crawlers, like when we use robots.txt, that will facilitate the crawlability for AI as well. So the technical side of SEO is still relevant and is still important. So the simple rule is SEO helps you get found, AEO helps your content get used, and GEO helps your brand get chosen and recommended. And how this AI search works. So what is different from the classic search? So AI search often resolves the query without a click. So it gives the answer and that's it. So the passage level clarity matters more than page level ranking alone. So source selections can vary by platform, prompt wording, and freshness. And what this means for marketeers. So marketeers need to think about prompts and questions chains, not just keywords like in old times. So like how you structure your content for the structure, for the LLM instruction is important. The comparison and citations. and also build the authority on your site and your brand and create a positive digital footprint. So so the process we can see from 1 to 6. So the prompt, the user asks questions and gives a task. The LLM interpret the questions, the text intent. Then it expanded to the fan out queries. That is a retrieve, like when sources is pulled from the search indexes. Some of the platforms, they even extracted from search, like Google uses this database. AI Overview still uses those sites that are ranking on Google, although the result on, if you ask for recommendation in a hotel on budget in London, the results will be different on what is ranking on first page on Google and what AI will give you. Then the 4 is to select passage and sources that are scored for relevance and trust and freshness. Then the platform synthesize and the model writes an answer and attaches citations or source links. Then the follow-up, that's the continuity. So that makes like a second questions, and it can go on and on. And how different the AI platforms decide what to see. So each platform has a difference, like Google AI Overviews, there's this stronger relevance on what we call the Google directory. That's the search ecosystem signals, the freshness and authority of the website. What is considered authority? The ChatGPT considers a lot the reputable source, Trustpilot, Google reviews, vertical platforms that gives you reviews. These are all important for ChatGPT. So it relies on the brand and entity understand. When the ChatGPT understand your brand is important, that's when it will recommend your brand. The Perplexity is more transparent, let's say, than ChatGPT and Google AI Overview. And they also rely on the source credibility and the freshness of the content. Gemini from Google, that operates similar like ChatGPT, relies on its ecosystem, on shopping local signals, and the relevance of the context. Content and Claude is the same thing. So it relies on citations, however, a little bit lighter than in the others. I didn't put here Claude, but Claude is a little bit different. Than it operates, rely on open AI. Claude is not like an independent LLM. It operates more like an agent, but it's still good. So what it means to marketeers? So marketeers is still needed to thinking about the topic, like what kind of topic coverage, the structure of the pages, schema, and mainly now, especially to influence the ChatGPT, mentions on blogs, not links like in old Google, but mentions with your brand. Analyze the sentiment behind the brand mentions is really important. Understand the sentiment, because that's what will influence the AI platform. Yes, and the reviews. So asking your clients to give a review all the time. Google review, Trustpilot, and other platforms, because this is like gold in these days. Good reviews will take your brand to be recommended, and will make a huge difference in your income, in your like when your customer, when a potential customer take a decision when choosing a product related to your service. So we talk about like the importance of answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization. These platforms, they give personalized answers, and the creation of personas can help you create content more tailored to your audience. So if you understand better your audience by persona, you can create a more tailored and with a better target content. So that's why personas matter, because personas ask different prompts for the same need. So if you understand what your persona of your main client want, what they are looking for, what the pain, what's the emotional appeal, it will create better connection with your audience. And the LLM platform will understand that too. Because when a platform gives you an answer to a specific to a new user, it will adjust that content or the answer to that user. What I mean that AI knows you perhaps better than you yourself. So if you've been using AI for a few time, especially the paid version, not the free version, maybe not the free version, but if you use the paid version ChatGPT, for example, it has in the memory your profile, and it creates what kind of person you are. So, and it also creates and associate a pattern to your type of persona. So when you create a persona, when you use artificial intelligence to create a persona, you are giving your marketing extra power to reach out the right audience and communicate with more connection with your audience, with your target audience. So that's why a persona is important. And if you know which kind of persona has the high intent to become a client, that's even better. So use personas to build your prompt cluster. So when you optimize your content for prompts, you can use a persona to create these clusters and according with the prompts. And okay, so how to do keyword and prompt research for answer engine optimization? So there is a workflow. So the first is the core job. So it's listed the real problems your buyers are trying to solve. So understanding the pain of your audience, the persona can help that too. So when you understand the pain and the questions, then you will be able to create like topics that will answer that pains and that questions. And then we can expand the keywords to prompts. We using like a generator, like a best to compare how to is the brand X worth it, the comparison between one brand to another, what are the alternatives. So you can use this prompt expansion to create content that will be more favorable to your brand. Of course, you don't want to sound salesly, but you want to create a content that will be more favorable to your brand and explain why your brand is the best than your competitor's brand. In the fan out research, like you can capture people what they are asking. So go to Quora, go to Reddit, and go to other forums that will see what your audience is talking to. So you can track this, and then you follow up the questions, create the content for these specific questions. Then, so we can map in your prompts into awareness, consideration, comparison, validation, and also the post-purchase. When you create you can create a content mapping and assign the best format. So we can create a guide, you can create a FAQ, a comparison, a checklist, also landing pages that when you create a cluster, usually the landing page is the pillar page. So in the pillar page, that's a landing page, you can use like also video and case studies that connect with the pillar page or the landing page. So keep prompt library by persona and journey stage. And this becomes the foundation for ongoing testing in AI platforms. So you can test and see what works better for your marketing. And how to find the gaps between your brand and the competitors in AI search. And the goal is not just to see who appears, is to understand why they appear. So why your competitors are being recommended, not you. So that's why when you do audit, so build a fixed prompt set around your core category and user cases. Run the same prompt in Google AI overviews and ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other relevant tools. Capture the brands mentioned, the order of mentions, and cite sources and the claims used. Repeat it across multiple prompts and dates to identify patterns, no one-off answers. So what you have to score is the visibility, the recommendation rate, the citation share, the claim ownership. You also didn't add here, but you can score the sentiment, because when you analyze, when you audit one prompt that compare your brand with your competitor, and your sentiment and the sentiment analysis is low, then it means that the AI is recommending your competitor. So we can see here in the matrix for priority. So we have technical gaps that's related to your website, authority gaps, and content gaps, and mention gaps. The most important is mention gaps. Mention gaps, and it's hard. It has a high impact. Well, I mean, it's not difficult to fix it when you have mention gaps, because all we have to do is to create more mention. You can use like a digital press release to do your improve your digital print. You can run a campaign on Quora. You can run a campaign on Reddit, and that will optimize and leverage your mentions gaps. Authority gaps is a little bit harder to fix, because you need like mentions on high authoritative websites. You can be recommended by an authority in the sector, and this makes like more you give more authority to your brand. Technical gaps is hard to fix, but it's not like in priority for AEO and GEO. And the content gaps is easy, but it's not priority. So you can work on like creating content cluster, but has less impact. So mentions are the most important and the easiest way to work on, like when you wanted to influence the LLM platforms. So work on mention gaps that will bring results quicker and faster. And how you can create the content that AI wants to see it. So this is a citation-friendly content, usually clear, structured, factual, and highly aligned with the question being asked. So what helps citation likelihood? These are the points. So answer the question early and directly. Use clear headings, short sections, lists, and tables. Add original data, real examples, definitions, and step-by-step instructions. Show authorship, like you can position yourself as an authority. So expertise and source citations and update dates. Create comparison pages, category explainers, FAQs, and glossary pages on your website. And use internal links, so related pages reinforce each other. That's the old SEO. So when you create like an internal link structure, this is also interesting for GEO and AEO as well. And there is another thing named that we call LLM summary seed. So this facilitates also the understand of LLM platforms. So it will it's basically a short summary with the points that the article is talking about, that the article is explaining. So it's called large language model in summary seed. This is just nothing else that like a short summary that will facilitate and tell the machine straight away what your content is about. So put it in the beginning of the content. And what reduce citation likelihood? So I think copy written only to target keywords. So hidden answers buried after long introductions, vague claims with no evidence or source, confusing structure or duplicate topic coverage, and out-of-date pages with weak entity or author signals, and content that sounds generic and interchangeable. So do the opposite, what's saying that they can reduce citations and will increase your likelihood to be mentioned. The golden rule is write for extractability. Make it easy for a human and an AI system to identify the exact passage worth reusing. So content is still very relevant and important. So the way you structure your content also influence how AI will see your brand, and it will influence how you will also recommend your business. So how can you earn brand mentions across the web? So the AI system do not rely only on your website. They learn from wider web footprint around your brand. So that is what we call digital footprint. So this digital footprint, we can mention PR and digital news, the own content, your own assets like your blog, your website, that you can manage, like your LinkedIn page as well. So you go to YouTube and LinkedIn and social media. So that's like what we call own assets. This is like not, if you rely only on your own assets, that's not good for GEO. You need expand. You need digital press release. You need to work on your reviews, as is mentioned that. There's a proof of signal. You need to be mentioned in directories. You need to have case studies mentioned in partners' website or awards or anything that highlights the importance of your brand and business. It gives like proof of signal of your brand entity. And rated Quora. So rated Quora, especially ChatGPT, rely a lot. It extracts a lot of content on what people are talking on Reddit and Quora. So aim for consistency in a brand naming, claims, proof points, and expertise across all mentioned sources. Digital citation optimization is about building a network of trustworthy references, not gaming one platform. So you need to be consistent. You need to be spread around the web, like with a huge and positive digital footprint. And how about your YouTube videos for AI visibility? So YouTube can become a really strong citation and entity signal, especially if you have a lot of subscription. It's like the AI understand that if you have a lot of subscriptions, a lot of members in your channel, subscribers, that your brand is a kind of authority. So this is like the checklist, like that you can optimize your video with a title and description, with the question, like make a question, and also talk about like what you are answering. So open like 30 to 60 seconds. It also evaluates like the time spent on the videos and the description that it has on the YouTube. So you can put videos on LinkedIn as well, and your blog and other channels. That helps. You can place the link on YouTube, or YouTube link on LinkedIn. And what AI systems can learn from the video is like spoken explanations and definitions, the demonstrations and walkthroughs, that you talk about your business, and you show your brand expertise as well. So these kind of things are important. You know, if I'm learning also about YouTube videos, and like I'm doing this live as well, that I will use it like, you know, or make it available on YouTube. Even like if I don't have like a lot of people watching at the same time, I will place the video and it works for me as an asset. So this is important. Like even if I'm talking to nobody, that's important, because I'll have this video will be there, and it will count and will help me with my for Luciqo AI search. So you can do the same. Record videos, you can do lives. The lives will stay there. People can see it later if they cannot be in the live at the moment. Of course, it's good. Like if you want to make questions, if you want to ask something when you do the live, it's easier. But every video you do, every content you create is an asset for you, and it counts positively, because it also positions you as an authority in the sector. So turn every important page into a short explanatory video, then content the video, that connect the video, transcript, an article around the same question. So you can use a tool that transliterate and create the content based on what you said on the video, and you can place it in a website, on your blog, on a specific page in your website that can be indexed and also used by AI, and by like doing your answer engine optimization, your AEO. The technical AEO of best practice, that's involved a little bit SEO. It is still like very important, and it's like goes to the foundation about the crawlability, make the pages scrollable, indexable, and needs to be fast, so you can track it on using Lightwork on Chrome, and see how fast they are on mobile and on desktop. Structured data, so add like as I mentioned, FAQ, an article, so technical aspects that help AIs understand better your content. Pay attention on how much code you add on your page, because if it's a page with a high amount of code, that can also cause some kind of negative influence, and makes like your if the AI doesn't find the information it's searching for, it might leave your website without find the content, and that will use it will ignore your content. So strength internal link across in related topics and entities. That's the internal link. When you create the cluster, this is also still important and helps for AEO. So that's one of AEO best practice. Monitor the logs, like of course the analytics, the traffic, how much AI refers when possible. We know that it's still like a challenge, like the attribution, because we don't see the clicks. So it's how we track AI traffic and influence is still in stud, let's say. But technically, like if it's important that still use the canonicals, the XML sitemaps, like stable URLs, logical page layouts, what relies on user experience. They show the author, publisher, the update date that needs to be in there, because that the freshness, and this counts for AEO. And the big discussion at the moment is this LMS.txt file. this is still experimental support. So far, known specialists in the sector related a difference, or if there is some kind of influence. This is came from Google. So Google recommends the same way use robots. It's recommending use LLMS. And LLMS, you're gonna add the summary seed and things related to the content, what the content is talking about, the canonical URL. So there are points that you can add what you want on LLMS and do the experiment and see if it causes any change or any influence. But so far, people saying, specialists in the sector, are saying that there is no difference. I didn't use it because I didn't see any difference as well when I added in one of my websites, and just like robots. And I concentrate more on the digital footprint and optimizing the citations, as I mentioned, because this is the more important at the moment. And the brand statement around the web, that's the very important. And also, of course, continuing can be consistent on blog creation. So how you can track AI traffic and measure progress. Analytics, like you can use your web analytics to track visibility and see what is a referral, the traffic. So usually traffic from ChatGPT and other platforms like Perplexity, they enter as a referral. Sometimes I see it report as a search engine, but it's still a little bit confused how we understand the traffic from AI, because that is a challenge with attribution. But what matters here is not the traffic itself. Like, we wanted to know about the citation and share of voice, how much the AI is recommending you. So for this is important, you track your the prompts. So select, let's say, 100 prompts that you want to be mentioned, prompts that are relevant to your audience, then that you can track. So that's the prompt coverage. So, and understand the personas and intents that track these mentions. Of course, landing page quality, like the speed time, bounce rate, and commercial impact, like the conversion rate, how much like leads it generates. So this is the basic that it needs to be still considered when you measure your progress. Because if you invest, of course, if you invest on AI, if you invest on GEO and AEO, you must see impact on your traffic. Usually appears as also as a directed traffic, because if they spot your brand, you see increase in directed traffic. So that's what I've been seeing with some clients that I work with. The directed traffic grows up, and that's because they see the brand, or they see a mention or something, and they go and access directly the website. So there is an impact on the direct source. The best practice: benchmark your prompt set monthly and track both what AI says and what users do after they arrive. And we can ask your client as well, when someone inquires, when they call for the first time, you can ask them when you find us, when you find the business. So you notice that if you are working on your GEO, you see that many of customers will start to say that they found you on AI search, or like ChatGPT or Google AI overview. So we have Luciqo AI. We developed Luciqo AI to support this process. So with Luciqo AI, you can track up to 100 prompts and see which prompts your brand is being mentioned and recommend across the AI search context. So you can measure your competitor share of voice and discover where competitors are strong and weaker, and you can work on on the weakness of your competitor. You can compare your competitor with your brand and see the web presence related to your competitor. You can reverse engineer and understand what your competitor is doing, interpret recurring buyer questions, objections, and content opportunities. Also, the content visibility work with actionable recommendations and priorities. So it will give you like a full report of all gaps, and also give you the brand risks and the opportunities that you can leverage in order to increase your chances to be recommended as the best option by the AI. And also where it fits in your workflow, like benchmark current AI visibility, monitor prompt sets and competitors, identify the trust, content, and citation pages, and turn finds into a monthly action roadmap, measure progress over time. So you see a progress. So when you target 100 prompts, you need to see when Luciqo will show you yes or no. So we make a list and we show if your brand is being mentioned with a specific prompt, and if not, you need to, you can create content with Luciqo helps to optimize your brand related to that specific prompt. You can check the sentiment as well. There is a line between above 50% is positive, below 50% is negative. So if it's a prompt comparing your brand with your competitor, and it shows like 48, 45%, that means that AIs recommend more favorable your competitor. So we needed to work, we need to find out, we need to create content and improve your digital footprint related to that competitor to influence better the platform. So thank you if you watch the video until here. I hope if you have any questions, just if you watch the video, just place it on LinkedIn, or send me a text message as well through LinkedIn. And I invite you to subscribe to Luciqo.ai. You can contact me by mail as well. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best and a great weekend.